How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome back to Replay Reviews. This is going to be number 4. Yeah, slowly getting our way through them. There are still a lot more replays that I need to get through, but today we have Faulted, or Faulted. Maybe that's how he wants it to pronounce. I don't actually know. He's in the Kekel clan, so yeah, he gets extra nice Max replay in his reviews. No, doesn't work like that, unfortunately. He is in the Kampfpanzer 07, so it's this tank's kind of weird because it is good, and in the fact that it gets DPM and it gets mobility and kind of a little bit of armor, but not a lot. But then at the same time, the alpha damage is really, really low, so you can't always do tracking shots as well because of the. You can see that one went into the tracks. But you can't always do tracking shots, so it's kind of annoying to actually perma-track someone because usually it's going to take 2 hits to actually track someone, especially if it's a heavy tank with a lot of track health. And if they're using improved hardening as well, it's just going to make it even harder. So, yeah, sure, you can get the reload time down to like, what, 4 seconds or something? Like, something stupid like that. But it doesn't really mean too much if you can't really use it, which is why kind of the mixture between the two of alpha damage and DPM is always like the sweet spot, which is why I think the Tortoise gun is probably the best in the game, because it does have the alpha damage and it does have the reload time, so you can still perma-track people and you can still you know, usually take it off with 1 shot like the tracks, whereas obviously the this type of gun is just going to need a lot more. Anyway, enough talking about kind of DPM and stuff. What is actually going on here? Well, the entire enemy team decided that they would just stop here and not send anyone forwards, which is, I don't know, it's okay. What you could do here is, because you know that everyone is over here, right? So you're actually pretty safe down the bottom here. Maybe you could get down here somehow. Like, these aren't being shot, like, back at. So you could actually go all the way to the back here, and as long as you stay in line, let me actually, so as long as you stay in line with where you are now, and you go all the way across with these, and then you cut through, they can't actually spot you from the back here. So they won't be able to spot you all the way at the edge of the map. So you could go all the way back here and then come back down, or at least try to do that. The LTTB is spotting pretty much anyone that shoots. So even if you get spotted, once you're in this dip, you should be pretty safe because the Kampfpanzer's turret armor isn't too bad. Sure, it's not the strongest, but at this distance, you might be able to bounce 1 or 2 shots. The only problem is that you would have to worry about the SU-101 and the T-30, because they will be able to pen you without really any problems. But if you know that it's safe, rather than keep peeking this and then taking the chance that you're 100% going to get spotted, you could just go down behind here and then just farm them through the bushes. And then you still have this kind of ridge line down here to kind of protect you. Like, sure, it's not the tallest of ridge lines, but you could hide behind the houses and stuff like that. And as long as you went like this, you're relatively safe from the T-30 and the SU, because that's basically in line with the LTTB, right? So they wouldn't be able to spot you, and these wouldn't be able to spot you unless it's the initial spot. So you could do that, but I don't know. It's also just safer to play it like this, so. But the even 90 is over here. We already knew that from last time. I mean, your team's not doing too badly at the moment. I don't know what this guy's doing, to be honest. That was a good shot. Very nice. He tracked him. I don't think this ELC likes you very much. Oh! Beautiful! Yes, that ELC really didn't like you. I can almost guarantee it. At this stage, you could go and do what I just said. You just saw everything that's going on down there. Right? So, you were unspotted the whole time that you were basically shooting the ELC as soon as you went behind cover. you could now go down and farm where I said in the bushes. I mean, right now you... yeah, the best bet is to move up, but you only really have an A and BT, and that's it. Like, the Suda 16 is still hanging back, so it's not really worth pushing up all the way. I mean, maybe you're playing a little bit too passively. Now that Udas is pushing up, you should really go with him. I can see why you didn't know. Yes, HE. Yes. This thing's HE rounds are actually really good. I think the DPM goes up to like nearly 5,000 or something when it uses HE. Obviously, you're not going to pen that with HE. Yep, heat rounds are going to be needed for the SU. Because you only get 203 pen, I believe, on the standard AP rounds. I mean, you could try and go up a bit closer because the hill's in the way, right? The only problem with this tank is that it gets good enough accuracy to try and snipe. So you could go back, or at least try and go back to like around here where it's a lot more safe. And then just, you know, shoot the people like from the bushes and stuff like that. You'll never get spotted through there. The only other thing is to obviously do what you're doing now and going up and supporting the UDES. Because like, what's the point of like sitting back here? I feel like you played this a little bit too passively. That you still have 1,350 hit points. You have more than enough hit points to take a shot. I wouldn't advise taking a shot from the T30 because then you wouldn't have so many hit points, but although I didn't actually see what gun the T30 was using, whether it was the big gun or the DPM gun. Don't get greedy. This is so much bait right now. You see how? Right. The reason why I said it's bait is because you can't actually shoot these. Like, okay, a normal person that's not played as many battles as me wouldn't maybe know that. But judging from where the positions are, this building's in the way, this building's partly in the way, and this building's definitely in the way from anyone else. You won't be able to shoot this. And if you do, it'll be a very, very small, slim chance that you can actually hit the shot. The T30 was last spotted down here. He hasn't been spotted since. And that was a good, like, 2 minutes ago. So the T30 could just be sitting up on this ridgeline waiting for you to peek this, or anyone, for that matter, to peek this. The same with the SU-101. The SU-101 could have been just sitting around here, just waiting, even in this bush, for example, behind this sign. Just waiting for you to get spotted. And these would spot you as you peek. And then you don't have anything to defend you. Like that's a easy shot from the T30 and the SU if they're just paying attention. So that's why I said it's bait. The fact that the SU didn't shoot you and the T30 didn't shoot you is a bit weird. Especially the T30. I don't know what he's doing. But you did get lucky with the SU. Your team is somewhat securing the city. I mean, it's 10 to 8. Just hate you, or just shoot it. That's a destructible building in front of you. You can destroy that. Well, he's using the big gun. There we go. Nice. Just wait. Get unspotted first. I wouldn't even bother moving. You know that he's... So, the T30... Where could he actually be? I would actually take this time and just stop here and then zoom all the way out, like I am now. Just to find out where the T30 is. So if he ricocheted you, he has to be at an extreme angle. The LTTB wouldn't spot him through there. So he could still be around here, like in this kind of location. Because there's no one else to spot him. The only other thing is that he's gone way off over here, but that's very, very unlikely. So I feel like he's still somewhat close in that kind of ridgeline. You're pinging over there, but he wouldn't be that far. Like the T30 bounced you when you were here. he had to have a line of sight at this kind of angle. That's the only way that he would have ricocheted you as well. From this kind of angle to ricochet like that. So he's not actually that far. He's around there. Leopard PTA still hasn't been spotted. You should get the kill here. That's unlucky. That's very unlucky. Where's the PTA? Got a cap? Not necessarily. Capping isn't actually the best option here. Killing the Leo, like outright now, with the UDES and the WT, and then you can then spot the heavies coming back at the same time. You can do that. If you cap, sure, it'll bring the enemy to you, but you only have 2 people. You don't have the DPM. Like, when I mean that, I mean you don't have 3 tanks. Like, the UDES 16 doesn't have great DPM. You have your DPM, which is really, really good, but it's low alpha and low pen. I'd be switching to heat right now. Like, even if it was the Leopard, I wouldn't care. Track him again. You should have gone for the tracking shot. He was perma-tracked there, I believe. You need to try and get another tracking shot on him. Don't go for center of mass, go for tracking. Okay, Skoda, you need to take the hit for the UDES right now. Just take the hit for him. He's all the way... Right. This is all the way at the back. This guy cannot shoot you at the moment. You can peek out, shoot the Skoda once. If he shoots you, fine. But then you can go back. You'll reload before the Skoda can even shoot again. He has a 3.5 second intro clip. You can go and just... Well, sorry, is it 3.5 or 3 second? It's something like that. But you can actually get another shell out. Because when you fire, he has to then process that, go out and then shoot. And once he's shot, you're already halfway through your reload to then kill him. And then you can go and just out DPM the VZ. This is like an easily winnable situation here. This guy's over-angling a lot. That's really not how you angle on a UDES. You need to be firing heat. You are. Oh, feels bad, man. Now the situation's not winnable. Because you have 2 big alpha autoloaders looking at you. Yeah, you're making the correct play to go wide. You need to go forwards. You need to go forwards there and just kill him. You'll get the extra shot off. No, you won't. Feels bad. What is the reload time on that? Yes, the reload time is about 4.5 seconds if you use... if you don't have like a good crew and stuff. I don't know, it'd be interesting to know what your reload time actually was. Because I can't obviously tell in the replay. Okay, so you were unspotted at this moment in time. You've just killed the Leo, right? I believe. I believe you're unspotted. Like, this Skoda knows that you are going to be over here. He doesn't have a clean shot, and yes, there is a dip in the way. But at this moment in time, the best thing to do is just peek out here. He's not going to know that you're here. You have time to then aim at the cupola and just take the shot. Like, even if you miss and you bounce, it's fine. Like, whatever. But if you get that shot in, you basically win the game at that point. Because you can take 2 shots from this guy, and then sure, you won't be able to take two shots from this guy, but you can then put in at least one into this guy, and then the Udas should be able to finish him off. Because as long as they both... This guy shoots you twice, let's say, and then this guy shoots you once, even if he puts one into the Udas, he would have to set him on fire or ammo rack him to win the game. Because as long as you put in two into this guy and kill him, or the Udas kills him, either one, doesn't really matter. Just literally go and just rush this guy. Like, if this guy gets rushed down, he's dead, and sure, you take 2 shots, fine. You then go and put at least one into this guy, whether or not you just, you know, use this guy's wreckage as cover while you do it. So, like, you could go up close like this and then shoot him and kill him, and then use this as... and then put pressure on this guy. Because this guy's isolated at the moment. He won't be able to do anything. Like, if you come out Russian like this, there's nothing he can do. He would have to break this, and by the time he does that, this guy's dead, and then the Udas is still alive on this much health. Because even if you lost 800 and... Say he rolls for 880, which is the alpha, you would still have about, you know, 400, 500 hit points, roughly. That's enough to take 1 shot from this guy. So then you can put 1 into him. And then all that the Udas has to do is just YOLO him as well and kill him. The only problem with this is that the Udas, I don't think he's the smartest, to be honest. Now, no disrespect to him, but judging by the way that he was kind of sitting and like angling and stuff like that, I mean, he knew what he was doing to a degree, but not amazingly well. I mean, at least he's fully upgraded. But he should be able to kill a TNH on his own. Should be able to. That's like the only real way of winning from this situation. So thank you very much for Altered for sending this one in. Hopefully you learnt something. Again, it's not going to be, you know, that's a 100% win rate chance. Like if you rushed him and killed him, a lot of external factors depend on it. Especially like the Udas, for example. He would have to actually be awake and knowing what to do. So yeah, it was winnable, I suppose. I have no idea what your WT was doing in the middle of the map. Bit weird, not gonna lie. But yeah, the only other way that you're gonna win is if your heavies won the city. And realistically, as soon as you knew that the Leo was still alive, you should have put tracking shots into Leo. And that's about it. Like maybe been a little bit less passive to try and clear the side that you were on earlier. And obviously the T30 situation where you kind of didn't know exactly where he was, but it was a semi-obvious where, because that's the only place that he could have shot you from. But that's just with knowledge with like over time you learn that. So yeah, overall it's not a bad game, and you did get a decent result out of it. You know, like 3k alpha, 3k damage like in total. So it's not too bad. So yeah, thank you for sending it in. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for whatever we're going to end up doing tomorrow. See you later.